How did I become interested in the manufactured housing business? When I got out of college, when I was around 23 years old, I was in the life insurance business. Matter of fact, I was selling it while I was in college, and I enjoyed meeting people, talking to people. I enjoyed selling stuff, but I was selling stuff that they needed instead of what they wanted. And I thought, how much fun would it be to be selling them something they want instead of something they need? And I thought, what does everybody want? Everybody wants a home. And so started looking in the Austin area, trying to figure it out. And I thought, Austin's a pretty expensive town to live in. So I thought, we need to find something to sell them that's affordable. And at that point, I thought, went and looked at some manufactured homes, and I thought, man, they really look nice and they're affordable. So I decided that I thought that'd be a good way to help people get into their homes, affordable home.
The main reason I got involved in manufactured homes and modular homes rather than building houses. I love building houses, but building houses is a tough proposition if you're only building 2 or 3 homes a year. It's hard to keep up with the people, and in the manufactured housing business, when I started out, I could do everything. I bought a home that was complete, I set it up and did everything myself, and really didn't need any to worry about subcontractors and this and that and the other thing. And I really, even now, I try to stay as much as I can away from subcontractors, so that the only people that are responsible for what happens are the people that work for me. Well, when I was building homes in Westlake and in Rollingwood in the 70s, I started the community out in off Cuernavaca, and we called it Village West. So it just seemed appropriate to just call it Village Homes.
One of the reasons I became a real estate broker was to help our customers in the manufactured house business. One of the biggest challenges for our customers are finding a piece of property to put their homes on. So about 30 years ago, I went and got my real estate agent license, and then a couple of years later got my broker's license. And it was in order to help out my customers to find a place to put their home.
When I got out of the service in 1955, I got in the real estate business while I was going to UT, and then I've always stayed in the real estate business. I love it. Success sometimes has come easy and sometimes come hard, but you know, when you're believe in yourself and believe in the idea that if you give customer service and take care of your people and take care of your customers, that it'll eventually pay off.
Our business is so successful because we worked hard at it. We spend hours and hours on making sure that we take care of our customers. We make sure we know our product. We make sure we have the best product for our customers. So easy, no. Fun? Yes, it's still fun, but it's a lot of long hours, and you know, you have to work at it. It's not something that just comes naturally, and you have to care about the customer, and you got to care about your job. And I enjoy my job. I love my job. It's fun. Something I'll always do the rest of my life. I met my partner, Mr. Dempsey, back when I was 23 years old, when I was interviewing for a job at Village Homes to become a salesperson. Met him then, and that's been 34 years ago, and I worked my way up from being a salesperson to being a partner with one of the greatest partners in the world, Mr. Dempsey.
My partner, David Buchanan, came to work for me right out of college and worked as a salesman and ran the real estate department for a number of years. And then about 15, 20 years ago, I sold him a half interest in the business, and we've been partners ever since.
35 years ago, they were called mobile homes and trailers, and now they're called manufactured homes. The way they're built now compared back then is just phenomenal. People walk into a manufactured home right now, and it's built every bit as good as any site-built house you can come into or anything else. So, you know, back from the old days when they used to call them trailers and mobile homes, which there's not even a fair word to be using now, because manufactured homes are built so much better now.
Our primary business is selling land home packages. And right now we have Forester Ranch, but we are constantly developing different subdivisions. In addition to that, we have full-time realtors on staff that if you don't like the properties that we have, that will always try to find you the perfect home site anywhere in the Central Texas area.
Affordability for homes in Austin is very difficult. You know, the average house in Austin is probably $300,000, $350,000. So that's where the manufactured house comes into play. It's very, very affordable house. And it has nothing to do with the way it's built. I promise you, it's built every bit as well as a site built. The big difference is in a manufactured house, the labor cost is under 10%. While your labor costs in a site-built house has got to be close to 50% of the cost. So if you can do away with that huge amount, you know, it's 40% difference in the cost of something, it makes it affordable. It's not that they skimp on any materials or anything, they've just got it so they can keep the labor costs down to under 10%.
Yeah, over the years we've helped thousands of people get into homes, and really I've kind of felt that was my purpose in life, because you know, you're always buying a home. It's a question of whether you're buying it for yourself or you're buying it for your landlord. And you know, if you buy a home, you're creating equity, and after 15, 20 years when you're ready to retire, you don't have to keep making payments. And you know, in my opinion, anybody who keeps renting is crazy. In fact, if somebody comes to me and doesn't want to buy a home and promises that they'll rent it for the next 15 years, I'll buy it and rent it to them.
You know, one of the greatest things about working at Village over the last 34 years was all the different families I've worked and helped out. I have people's grandkids coming in now to see me. I mean, you just think, holy cow, how did that happen? So you start realizing I'm getting older too. But it's kind of cool when you start thinking about the hundreds and hundreds of people in the Austin area that I've personally helped, that Village Homes has helped. It's really a great feeling to know that you keep helping people. And it's a great feeling that the people, the family members keep coming back because they trust me, they trust Village Homes. They know we're going to do the right thing for them, and that their concern is the most important things for us at Village Homes. So it's really kind of cool when I get someone's kids to come in, or I get someone's grandkids to come in and start thinking about me. And then I see these people that I sold 30-something years ago, and of course the first thing they say to me is, you've lost some hair and you're gray and you're getting old. But you know, that's okay too. But it's fun to see them 30 years later. The great unique part about Village Homes, us, is that Village Homes, we're locally owned. There's two owners. We're there we're there 5-6 days a week. If there's a problem, it can be solved that day. It can be solved 5 minutes later because we're there to solve the problems. A lot of dealerships in town are owned by big corporations. They own the factory, they own the retail, they own the mortgage, so they own everything. At Village Homes, we have a dealership. We get to go shop every manufacturer in the state of Texas. We're not told who we have to buy the homes for. Don and myself, we'll travel throughout Texas, looking at different factories, finding the factory that we think builds the best house for the dollar, and those are the ones that we picked. If there's a lot of factories in town that are owned by the dealers are owned by the factories, and they have to sell that factory's house. We don't have to. We shop and we find the factory that builds the best house.
The long-term goal for Village Homes is to keep creating communities for people to live in and for houses and having happy customers. And you know, one of our goals is, you know, the buck stops here, plus it's the fact of satisfying customers year after year. And we really are interested in customer satisfaction, and a good portion of our business comes from referrals. And that's, you know, a nice thing to have, that people want to send their friends because they're happy with the way they were treated.
Our long-term goal at Village Homes is not going to change a whole bunch. Our goal is to try to sell as many people affordable housing and help as many people in the Central Texas area as possible. And as far as I'm concerned, in the future, I'm going to do this the rest of my life. I have a son that works with me that's 30 years old, and I hope that he carries on the tradition of Village Homes for the next 50 years, and I hope one of his kids picks it up, because they're always going to need affordable housing in Austin area, and I'd like for, you know, our family, Village Homes, to always be there for years and years to come. When I'm long gone and everybody else is gone, I still want Village to be helping people in affordable housing. Here at Village Homes, we also have affordable housing. We have affordable housing for first-time home buyers. People in Central Texas are buying their first home, young kids, you know, and I call them kids because I'm so old, but not trying to be, in their 20s and in their 30s. And then we have people that, you know, that's in their 30s and 40s, maybe want to upgrade it a little bit and buy a nicer manufactured home. And we have a lot of homes where we have a lot of customers coming in, people who are retiring that married to some big house in Austin right now, and they're tired of living for their house. They want to make life simple, so they're going to downsize, sell their big house in Austin, buy a nice, cute manufactured home, and then they can spend their time doing some traveling, spend their time with their grandkids, and not be married to their homes. So at Village Homes, we have them everywhere from your first-time home buyers all the way up to I'm ready to retire and just have a simple life. We're going to shop your mortgage. If we're going to find out who can give you the best rate, instead of a lot of dealerships, the mortgage, the factory, the dealership, the mortgage company is all owned by one company. That dealership has to send you to their mortgage company. That's what they're told to do. They're not shopping your interest rate. They want to make as much money as possible. They want to make money off the factory building it, the retail selling it, the mortgage company's interest rate. They want it all. At Village, we're not interested in that. We're going to shop your mortgage to find you the best rate. We don't make any money off of it. So we also have our own service department. If there's a problem, you know, we're going to send somebody out there to solve it. We're not going to wait for the factory. 99% of all dealerships in the state of Texas don't have a service. If you have a problem, you call them, they tell you to call the factory, and the factory is going to get somebody to come out there. Well, if you're in Austin, Texas, and that factory's in Dallas, how quick do you think they're going to get out there? I mean, they're going to do their best to get out there as quick as possible, but they're not getting out there in 2 or 3 days or 4 days. At Village, if you have a problem, we have service people. We're going to send them out there. We're not going to wait on the factories. So it's a huge plus. Plus, also at Village Homes, we develop property. We go out and find land. We put on the roads. We put in the water line. We put in the septic system. We hook up your electricity. We do it all. It's a one-shop place, which makes, you know, Village Homes very unique. It makes us unique that we can give you all these things at one time, and there's no one telling us what to do. Don and I make our own decisions. And again, if there is a problem, I promise you, come to the office. We're the first 2 people in the office you see. If there's a customer that got a problem, I want to solve it. I want to move on and go to some other place and see if you can get it solved with the people who own it. It's not going to happen. But at Village Homes, it's going to happen there. I promise you, we'll solve the problem.